Google's actually doing these background checks and putting their money where their mouth is. So you're literally buying phone calls directly from Google. I highly recommend trying the local service ads. Have you ever heard of Google local service ads before?
No, I haven't.
So some people call them Google guaranteed. So if I type in kitchen remodeler near me in Los Angeles, these Google guaranteed ads will pop up here at the top. And so this is a new thing that Google's doing. And if I had to compare it to any other type of contractor lead generation, it would be like Angie Leads. Angie Leads, Thumbtack, these companies, they resell you leads. They run Google ads, they produce those leads, and then they'll sell them to multiple contractors. And what Google's done here is basically cut out the middleman. So when people go to Google to search, they pull information for three contractors directly from their Google Maps listing, and they shove it up here. And so if I was to click on one of these, it's going to show me all the information that's in their Google Maps listing or Google My Business listing. And this Google guaranteed thing, Google guaranteed business, has passed certain checks. So they do a background check on you. They check your business license, contractor license. I think they might check your insurance as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And they offer you like a limited money back guarantee. So if they recommend someone to you and then that person screws you over or something, they're going to refund you. So it's a way of, there's other companies like Angie try to do this or pretend to do this, but Google's actually doing these background checks and putting their money where their mouth is. And you'll notice like there's no link to a website. There's nowhere to go here except press the call button. So if I press that call button, I'm going to call this company and Google's going to record that call. And it's the phone call that you're paying for. It's not clicks, it's not impressions, it's the phone call. So you're literally buying phone calls directly from Google, and they record those calls. So if a marketer calls you or someone like a bot calls you and no one's even there, Google will automatically just refund you for that. So far, the system has been very accurate. I go back and listen to calls. You can go in and listen to the calls that, go to your company. It also provides a way for you to check like who's answering the phone. A lot of our clients will pay for a answering service, and it's very interesting to go on and hear how this answering service is talking to your clients.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I'm not very impressed, and you probably wouldn't be either. So it's a good way to check on that and make sure people are answering the phones professionally and giving your customers a good experience from the moment that they call you.
Is this a new thing that Google's doing?
Yeah, so it's pretty new. It's only offered in certain areas, more highly
Okay.
populated areas typically. And it's also only available for a limited amount of services at the moment. So as time goes on, they're releasing it for more and more things. But as you can imagine, there's a lot for Google to keep track of. And so they're doing a very slow rollout. But if it is available in your area and you've been thinking about doing Google ads or Facebook ads, I highly recommend trying the local service ads. They're relatively easy to set up. You just have to pass the license check, pass the background check, and the settings in there aren't too crazy. You'll choose your service area, your hours, the categories or the types of services that you want to be found for, and your business hours. So those are like the four levers that they give you. And it's pretty cool. You're getting phone calls, you're getting appointments. It's a little expensive, but you would expect to pay a lot for appointments. And so the two biggest limitations, the first one is that the minimum budget is high for some people. It's 1,500 usually and up. And so you won't really be able to try it for less than that, but you can pause it, start it and stop it whenever you want. And then the other limitation is since you're buying phone calls, if there's a lot of people in your area doing these ads, then the phone calls are going to have to be distributed to everybody. So if you get like a few calls one day, they're probably not going to show you. They're going to prioritize other contractors because they want everybody they're divvying them up. And so it isn't one of those things where you can just jack up your budget and get more calls. That might be the case for you, but I'm finding that for some of our clients, it's a little limited. So it's a good way to just get some consistent, steady calls, but might not be the volume that you need.
That's cool. What kind of prices are you seeing per call for this?
So far, they're ranging anywhere from 100 to 300.
Okay.
And, the ones that are 300, that's like water damage repair in Houston, which is one of the most competitive markets for that. And the 100 would be like bathroom remodeling and maybe like a lesser populated area. So it all depends on your competition. And you bet that Google has a lot of statistics to work with. So they're going to charge you for that call based on what they expect you're going to make from it.
Gotcha. Sorry if I missed this, but are you paying per call or per closed deal through these calls?
You're paying per call,
Okay. So
per
even if the
verified.
call, okay, so like verified meaning it has to be like a legitimate lead, but it doesn't matter whether or not it closes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I
And I
think
mean,
in
that sounds like it's comparable to Angie and some of these other services.
It is. The benefit of this over something like Angie is that the call's only going to you. So
Mhm.
with Angie, you buy somebody's contact information and you call them. And so you're calling at the same time as a bunch of other people. So this way they're calling you and they've already vetted you. They might have looked at some pictures, they might have read some reviews. Google's got this big guaranteed badge. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a warmer lead, certainly, than somebody that you're calling that's never heard of you before.
Yeah, makes sense. The value is definitely there. Cool, man. I'm excited to hear what the results are for your clients once this has been running for a few more months.
Totally. And you asked about, do you pay per call or do you pay when you close a deal? I'm just speculating, but I think the future of this for Google is Google wants to take over more and more of the process. So if they're able to track the finances and stuff, then I could see in the future them charging like a percentage of the deal, which
Yeah,
would,
that could be like how Amazon does it. I don't know if you've noticed that, but sometimes when you purchase like a TV or something, they'll try to upsell you to home services and then they'll sell that lead. I don't know the mechanism and if they're selling it to multiple or how that works, but it reminds me of that.
huh, yeah, I haven't explored that one too much. That would be something that I got to look into. But I wouldn't be surprised in the future if Google's even acting as the general contractor for some jobs and just taking the job
Interesting.
themselves, designing it, pricing it out, and then hiring subcontractors off of their Google guaranteed network to fulfill the job. So in the future, we might have Google contractors who they actually work with Google and
No way. Yeah.